Okay, so welcome back. We're going to talk through norms and expectations first. There's been some questions about some stuff that has been brought to my attention, so I want to make sure that we have clarity going into this new grading period. Hang on a second here. The biggest reason is because I've received some emails over the weekend concerning grade structure, and I want to make sure that we don't have any questions about that. Obviously, because and this is something that I tried to address earlier in the school year, but it could be something that, people just have questions about. So first of all, I can't stress this enough. I know you know this, but I don't want you to feel as if teachers don't understand that we're all in a circumstance, and especially you learning remotely. This is a unique situation. This has truly been a school year unlike any other. And even the way we ended last school year in the spring, this tops that, because you have now completed a full semester online. And that's difficult to do. It is. And I am not at all downplaying that one bit. So this is the same message that I gave to my students in person today, but don't think that I don't understand that there's a lot of adversity to this. There's a lot of adversity with technology. There's a lot of adversity about, not being able to, build those relationships in the classroom, being able to have as much engaging conversation in the classroom. It's just different. That's what I'm just trying to say. And so I don't want you to think that that's not being overlooked. All right. Now, it doesn't change the fact that I do still have high expectations. It doesn't change the fact that we can still be productive. We can be, what we're doing is not going to be meaningful. That's still going to be the case. Okay. But I just want you to understand that. The grade breakdown is something that I did present earlier in the year, and I also sent out with the parent guardian letter that I mentioned. But I just want you to understand how the course breaks down in terms of the breakdown of the two categories. There's only two categories in Skyward. Some teachers have 5 categories, 10 categories. If you're doing something that's more standard based with skills, you could have a standard category for every standard. We have 2. 70% of your grade is based on assessments, which covers traditional assessments, major writing assignments like the speech assignment that we did, and projects. Okay, all that is encompassed under that one main topic. The second is classwork. Classwork accounts for 30% of your grade. Okay, but the thing here is that with classwork, not doing a classwork assignment or a normal assignment that we do during the course of the week that has a short turnaround, not turning that in obviously is detrimental to your grade, because you may have seen something where you turn 2 assignments in and your grade went from a C+ to an A, or a B- to an A, something like that. We know that all the assignments are meaningful, and even at 30%, it does have a big impact. But I try to keep things consistent with two assignments, okay, or 2 assignment categories, okay, and that's not going to change obviously from this semester, okay. Being prepared each and every day. You're going to have fatigue being online. You're going to have fatigue doing this for all your classes, and I get that, okay? But we need to have good attendance on these meetings, okay? On average, I'm missing between 4 and 5 people every live session. That's too many, okay? The live sessions are important. The live sessions are informative. The live sessions, the expectation is that you're here. Okay. I try not, and I know that the fatigue sets in. I'm trying not to, be in teacher mode from the first minute to the last minute. Okay. but we have to utilize the time we have because you have less class time than if you were in the building. Okay. Because you have a 10-minute transition time between your classes, and we only meet for, after getting logged in and taking attendance, it's only a half an hour. And that's significantly less than if you were in the building. So I don't like to waste the time that we have. I want to make sure it's meaningful. So being here, being prepared and ready to go each day. And I challenge you to be active participants. I thoroughly appreciate those people that take the initiative to participate, but I want more people to be active. Okay. I want people to be actively wanting to participate, not just kind of sitting back and watching. Okay. I want you to be participating. I want people, I'd love to get everybody this year to participate at least once. I don't think that's asking a lot. I think we can do that. So I'm encouraging you to be ready to go and each day that we meet, okay? Now, obviously, you're online 100% of the time. Okay, so what I did with this document is I used it for all my class, but it doesn't mean that we can't understand what the meaning of this is, okay? I have gone in and I have deleted all the exit tickets that were from December back to August because they were just littering the course page with so much stuff. Now, I only do that because we're into second semester. So the assignments from first semester are technically no longer valid, cannot be accepted anymore. All right. But here's the thing. Even if you are in my live session right now, if there's an exit ticket to be completed, the exit ticket needs to be completed. And even more so, if you're not showing up to an online section or a live session, the recorded section, the recording that is posted has to be watched, and you are encouraged to watch that and then complete the exit ticket. Because if the exit ticket is not completed within 24 hours, you are marked absent. And I was extremely lenient on that. Extremely. Meaning I would have people not show up for a week straight or for 2 out of the 5 days. So the exit tickets are a package that you deal with the attendance. You have to complete that because it verifies for me, one, that you've been paying attention, two, that you have been actively involved and you're not just sitting in the corner. You know what I mean? Okay. I need you to be here. And I know it's tough. I understand. My son, my two sons were online the entire first semester. They just went back in person today for the first time. And I understand their fatigue. I get it. Okay. But if you're struggling to, if you're not going to be able to be in the live session, if you're having technology issues, you got to send me a message. Okay. I'm just saying, take the initiative to communicate with me. Yes, Asidi.
Oops, that was an accident. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. So exit tickets are important, and I will be, the 24-hour period to complete an exit ticket. If it's not completed, you will be marked absent. Okay. And if you get a number of absences, a phone call is sent home. And I don't want that to happen. Okay. So please take that upon yourself and be ready to go with that. Okay. So again, look, if first semester was dreadfully boring in terms of topics, things are going to be picking up, hopefully. If you really enjoyed what we talked about first semester, you're going to like even more what we talked about second semester. But I'm going to try to differentiate things more. I've had several people ask me if we're going to be doing another project. We are, at least one, if not more. Okay. I'm even going to try in some way to have us be able to do some debating on topics. I'm going to try. I don't know how that's going to work. I know some teachers use like small, adding rooms and all that kind of stuff. We may try it. Okay. I want to try to differentiate things more if I can. All right. Okay. Does anybody have any questions on that? Sorry, I know that was a lot of talking. Okay. Scheduling stuff coming up. So you're going to have two options for high school: Academy of Science and Entrepreneurship and Bloomington High School North. The Academy is coming in person tomorrow. All right. the logistics of trying to do a simultaneous, wasn't going to work. So what we are going to do is we're going to record the presentation that's made by the principal at the academy, and we are going to post it for you all to see. There already is some information that is posted about the Academy of Science and Entrepreneurship in the Armor Den Canvas page. Okay, I'm going to show you this real quick so you have this. You have access to this. So if you go to the Armor Den, the Tri-North Armor Den, okay, there is a module that was created. I just made this module, and it says 9th grade scheduling information. Okay. There's a flyer for the Academy of Science and Entrepreneurship. There's the course guide that I have sent out to you already about for Bloomington North. And there's also this thing called the selection sheet. Okay, I'm just going to show it to you. You can do this on your own time. Okay. But the reason why we have to begin this process, because, especially for Bloomington North, which I know the majority of students in our building will be going to, they're going to be asking for these to be completed the first week of February, which is in 2 weeks. Okay. So this sheet's on there, and this is just a rough draft sheet that you're going to be using to fill out your courses. We can talk more about this later, but a lot of people have asked, how many classes do I, well, you have 8 per semester. Most of them are going to be year long, and you're going to be using this sheet to fill out the courses that you're going to be taking for science, social studies, math, and electives. The other thing on here is your alternates. If a course is filled up and you can't get into it, you're going to list your alternates. This is available for you to look at. And the first part of this lists all the courses that are eligible to you as a 9th grader. Sinead.
I'm not able to find that on Canvas.
Okay. If it's not something that you all can access, I can make a module on our course page, and I'll do that by the end of the day so you can have that. Okay.
Okay,
right.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So let's talk about what's the really important thing that I wanted to do today. So on the course page for today, yesterday being Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, the federal holiday. By the way, there's only two people that have a federal U.S. holiday named after them. Dr. Martin Luther King and Christopher Columbus. Those are the only two. Okay. So the thing that I think is important when we talked about Dr. King's legacy is, and I see this a lot, we see motivational quotes being posted on social media on Dr. King's Day, and then we don't really think about, the concern is that we're not thinking about or, using the guidance of his ideas and his thinking the other 364 days of the year. Okay. And I think that's a good point to make. I saw that earlier in an article this morning that we're focused on, highlighting the importance of Dr. King's, the federal holiday, but then we don't think about his messages throughout the year. And so, given the fact that so much of what he talks about throughout his life, no matter what speech it is, the I Have a Dream speech, the mountaintop speech, whatever it is, there's so much that he is saying that we still are trying to achieve today. And so what I wanted people to think about, and when we did this in person today in class, is we watched the entire speech, the I Have a Dream speech, which is what I have embedded here. It's about 17 minutes long. This is a speech that he gave in August 1963 on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. If you've never been to Washington, D.C., when you get a chance to go there, you got to go to the Lincoln Memorial. You walk up the marble steps. You see the huge structure of Lincoln within the monument. But at the top of the steps, there's a marker that shows you where he gave his speech. And when you stand there and you look out and you see the reflecting pond, which is that big, long, narrow pool that takes you all the way to the Washington Monument, and you just think about the fact that it was packed in with so many people. And that was his view. It's unbelievable. It gives me chills. I was there 2 years ago. Well, it'll be 3 years ago now. 3 years ago, and watching it and seeing it, it was just unbelievable. It literally gave me chills. And every time I watch his speech, every time I hear his speech, it gives me chills still, because it is such a stirring, emotionally driven, important speech. And it's by far, without a doubt, the most important and most famous speech in American history, without question. Okay. So what I'm going to be tasking you with is this. I'm not going to try to stream this simultaneously. It doesn't work. I want you to go to the exit ticket. And I want to make sure we understand what I'm asking you to do here. There are 2 questions I want you to focus on as you're watching his speech. Okay. Number 1, what feelings do you feel Dr. King wanted to come across in his speech? The feelings and emotions that you feel were the most important to him when he's delivering this speech. What does he highlight? Okay. And then question number 2, when Dr. King spoke of his dreams, which the latter half of his speech is all, he prefaces with, I have a dream, and then he goes into remarkable, eloquently explanation of so much stuff. What do you think he hoped for the world? Have we made progress as a society in progressing toward those dreams that he discusses? And please provide supporting evidence in your response. These are critical thinking questions. These are not questions that you're going to be able to answer in 5 minutes or 1 sentence, okay, or a vague response. These are questions that are going to be, these are thought-provoking questions. They make you think. So what I would suggest you do is I would suggest you think about these 2 questions while you're watching it. Best way I would do it, in my opinion, is to write it down on a piece of paper. As you write it, thinking about the thoughts that are going through your mind based on the guidance of those 2 questions. Watch the speech. Again, it's about 15, a little over 15 minutes. There's a brief introduction that shows them marching to the Lincoln Memorial. And then complete the exit ticket. Because again, there's so much that resonates in his speech at that time that we still have to think about today, and it is important in everything we do each and every day. Okay. So I'm not going to keep we're going to kind of conclude our live session here in just a second so you can do this. I'll have my meeting up if you have questions, but I want you to watch the speech and complete the exit ticket. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the thoughts that you came up with, and I'm going to look through the exit ticket responses and maybe even read some. I'm not going to put names with them, but I want to read and see what your thoughts are on this. And then tomorrow we'll also talk a little bit more about some of the scheduling information, and I will make sure that there is a module created so you can get all those materials. Okay. If there's not any questions, I'm going to go ahead and let you go so that you can work on this today. I will still have the meeting open for about 10 more minutes if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you.